Whoa! It's the illusion reporting from somewhere on spaceship Earth. I'm sitting here at a trailhead waiting for my friends to get here at 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm on time. In fact, I'm early because that's how I roll. I think my friends are going to be late. It's the kind of people they are. It's not their fault. But it's ironic. So I'm up here in the Santa Monica Mountains. Boom. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning here. Kind of fired up about it. Uh. Uh. So I was So the negative comments elicited negative comments, right? Which isn't that always the thing when you shine a light on something, you get to look at it real well. So I was reading. I had to actually block this person. I want it to be clear. Like, I'm not a blocker. Like, blocking involves me having to like push extra buttons and like scroll and do stuff, and it's just not. It's an activity I'm not that fired up to do because it requires like extra, and I rather put that extra into doing positive things, like trying to reply to people that are like to be courteous. You know what I mean? So whatever this person's commenting, and I was like, it's got to be a spoof, right? It was so racist, and then I realized it's probably like real, and it was all just this white people are stupid and blah blah blah, and I was. Anytime I start hearing that stuff, I put a Martin Luther King speech on, you know, because I listen to Martin Luther King, and like there was the guy who had it all figured out. He really understood something deeper, and that was because he was in direct contact with God. And I always got to say, Martin Luther King was a flawed human being. He wasn't perfect, but don't confuse the message and the messenger, right? So I was thinking about that, and I was blown away from it, because maybe I live in a bubble. I don't know, dude. I do live in my own like weird universe that I exist in, because I really just don't want to be on a negative trip, man. Life's hard enough as it is, and anytime I'm just listening to some people way off in the distance is tripping me out. So moving me out of that whole space, right? Because like, dude, we're just all trying to hang on and do life and the whole thing, and I don't even know anymore. My train of thought got busted. So I was all right. I was driving up here, and I get all like, sometimes I'll hear music. I was listening to some Black Rebel Motorcycle Club on the way up, and the groove was hitting, and I was just thinking about how, like, when you like insert yourself into a plot, and it's always got silver six shooters, dude. I like the silver six shooters. When I was out in the ranch, when I was running the Dude Ranch out in Pennsylvania, I had these matching Smith and Wesson six shooters I used to play around with, man, and the holsters and the whole thing with my cowboy outfit. And I don't know, dude, why that's even relevant to what I was thinking about. And I get, it was this thing I was thinking about is exactly it. And I was talking to my daughter about this thing, about I don't know who I was talking to about the whole thing is that people that promote like violence and hate are the weakest ones in the bunch. And people that try to pick fights are the weakest ones in the bunch. And that people that are truly lethal are pretty positive because they know the truth. They have the ability they take life. So, you look at like, if your average like trained martial arts warrior is pretty nice person, like pretty nice. Why? Because they could basically wrap you up like a pretzel and take your life like that. Like they have all the moves. And I can only look at my own existence, right? Again, like these videos and stuff, like anything I'm talking about, I'm usually pulling from my own experience. So, I know that like sometimes I've had to bluff my way through situations by appearing to be crazier than the next guy. Because crazy people, no one wants to mess with the crazy person. So I can go to the crazy thing. And maybe it's not even a push. Maybe I'm actually being that crazy at the time. And so I was thinking about this person with the negative comments, spewing hatred, and I was like, wonder what kind of like a weak human being would be doing that. Like you see a lot of it now with the protesting in the streets and the people shooting cops and the like, what kind of weakness is that? Because you want to know who the strongest people, I'll tell you who the strongest people in the world are, man. People that show up every day and take care of their kids or their sick parents or their disabled partners and do it quietly and are in the backgrounds of our societies, just showing up every day for people and taking care of them. I've done some, I thought I've done some pretty hard work in my life, building houses and doing that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you that the hardest job I've ever had, the most enjoyable job I've ever had is raising my son. Like, it is a level of work that is so sublime and underneath the surface that I don't even realize it sometimes. Just making sure he's fed and the house is clean and the chores are met and the bills are paid. It's easy to go be an Antifa, anti-fascist protester with your mask over your face, dude. Yeah, that's weak. That's weak work. Go take your mask off and show up every day for your kids. Deal with a 12-year-old girl crying because her real dad's lame to her, and you're her stepfather, and you've got to be the one that shows up for her and take that on, dude, and be a solid human being for someone who has people that aren't solid around her. Like, I'll tell you, like my son is easy on a spiritual level. Like, the one who's gnarly is my daughter, dude, because she just wants to be loved, right? And as her, I got a lot of help from this channel when I asked for help about how to make my world better with my stepdaughter. And so a lot of the advice I got was, she's your daughter. And I began to change my relationship with her by accepting her as my daughter. And because her father isn't there for her, he's a douchebag. And so, showing up for this other human being, like, there's no, you don't get, like, that's what I was talking to her about is like, there's no like expecting like some sort of plaque or reward or something. Like, part of being a human being and being true is showing up for some kid, man. Is showing up for other people. you know? And that's the how I view it now. It's easy to go out and be a tough guy and destroy stuff with your stick. But can you show up and heal stuff? Can you show up and heal stuff and not do it for any other reason than it's the right thing to do? You know, I have a unique experience here on this YouTube channel. I get to talk about my stuff, so it's almost like there's a sort of a self-aggrandizement about it all. It's like, oh, look at me and look at what I'm doing. And I don't talk about a lot of the kind of the cool stuff that goes on behind the scenes via this YouTube channel, because I'm not looking to have people pat me on the back, you know, or go, ooh, that's it. That's good, because that's what you're supposed to do as a human. Like, you're supposed to help other people. Like, I didn't understand that, I think, truly, you know, when I was loaded and my alcoholism and being a fart bag and thinking I was fighting the system and stuff. I didn't realize I was just playing right into their hands by causing friction, you know what I mean? And now that I'm on the other side of it, like, and my whole mission is to be of service to other human beings, that's where the rubber meets the road, man. Showing up here at some trailhead at 7 o'clock in the morning and knowing that the people were going to be late. But I'm still here, dude. I'll probably wait here until 8 o'clock. And then I'm going to go for the hike by myself, right? I don't know. But my point I'm getting at is those who espouse negativity and destruction are the weak link. You know, those people running around in the streets smashing Starbucks windows are the ones that are creating the drama. Yeah, we all got to stand up against the corporations and the negative energy and the war machine, dude. But how can you stop the war machine if you're creating war? And the war is here, from what I can tell, in your mind and body, about how you're going to behave to other human beings. How are you going to behave to the what are you going to do about the nerdy kids? That was my buddies. Here they come, dude. A little bit lost, running behind schedule. But you know what, man? It gave me an opportunity to make this video about how it's going to be, so there are no mistakes. That's what I've truly become to realize, is the less to resist is to suffer. That's the most valuable thing I've ever learned in this life, is to resist is to suffer. And to be of service to those who are less fortunate than us, man. And I guess I was getting to the final thought there was where it shows the content of your characters. Go look around in your life. Look for the awkward person who's not beautiful and shy and maybe has pimples on their face or is fat and overweight and needs some care and some love, man. You want to really be a warrior? Go be nice to the person that everybody's mean to. They might be a jerk, and that's why everybody's mean to them. But I've found in life there's a lot of people that have just been bypassed and are really cool people, yet, you know, they're socially awkward. And the minute you open up to them and find out their true character, you find a diamond in the rough. You know, a lot of people are super cool, and yet they're just trying to shimmy along in this crazy society we got. It's just something to think about, man. It's easy to destroy. It's really hard to build. Anyway, it's the illusion. I want to go hiking. It was just fucking gone, and I was just left in awe. I was like, oh my God, I've seen it.
I knew that you can't make it happen. I'm just saying, like, I'm yearning for one of